Most people think a power outage is just a minor inconvenience, candles, maybe some snacks, and you just wait it out. But I've been on calls where the power have been out for 3 days. And I can tell you, the people who aren't ready are in real trouble, not inconvenienced, in trouble. So today I'm going to break down the complete power outage EDC setup I've built. And there's one item in here that most people completely overlook. It's not a flashlight, it's not food, and I'll show you that in a minute. All right, today I wanted to show you my power outage EDC kit. The reason why I wanted to create this is, like I said in my intro, there's been times I've been on calls that people have been without power for 3 days, and that could be because of either a winter storm, hurricane, or just the weather in general, or just an accident. I learned from some of the things from work, and I added a couple of the pieces that I would like to have in my kit, so then would better prepare myself and my family, and hopefully you get something out of this when it comes to my power outage kit. So let's go ahead and open this up. I'll explain each part and go through everything clearly. So basically what I did was I went to the hardware store and picked up this Sterilite container. It's not waterproof or anything like that. So just something simple that I can store into a closet or into a shelf and forget about it until I actually have to use it. All right, here are some of the things that are in here. It's broken down into communication, light, first aid, fires, food, and water. Wanted to show some of the things that I would think I would want, and possibly I want people to learn what is important and not important. All right, let's go ahead and start with light. Obviously, with a power outage, light is non-existent. So here's some of the light that I would carry. Number one, I would have a dedicated flashlight like this. This is the Polytac X. I've talked about this a lot in some of my previous videos. I've got this one. It's very robust and very reliable, simple to use. What's great about this flashlight is not only that it's rechargeable, but also too, I can actually use some normal batteries on here. This is a dual purpose flashlight, which is great. So again, this is the Polytac X for my flashlight. Next up is, now if I need to do something with my hands and I want to free it up, I always have a headlamp. So this is the Pixel Pixa 2. This is really great. It takes a one single AA battery. I've had this for years. I didn't have any problems with this. So that's why I carry a headlamp when it comes to my lighting. And finally, I always like to carry some sort of lantern. This is the Energizer Weather Ready. It's been my lighting. I've used this for camping, but also it's been very reliable. Here is my third lighting source. And there's going to be a fourth one, which I'll show a little bit later. All right, so let's now switch on to electronics. So I find when there's a power outage, communications is important. What I found is what I use is a hand crank battery powered radio. But what's popular about this one is you can actually get the weather channels on this. So if there was ever a major incident or a storm or anything like that, you can go ahead and pick up those weather alerts. What's great about this, again, it's hand cranked. So actually there's 3 modes. There's the hand cranked, that's one. Number 2, it takes batteries. And then the third one is, if you can see right here, is there is a solar panel. So what's great about this, if for whatever reason you're in trouble, you can go ahead and put this in SOS mode. So if you need to get somebody's attention, this does have the ability to put this over here. And also I have my Motorola two-way radios. Reason why is because if the cell towers go down and you need to communicate with somebody, there is a secondary means of communication. So Motorola two-way radios. Right here, what I have here is I have an extra power bank. So if I do need to recharge my phone or electronics, I have this. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention on this radio is this is a power bank. So I have actually 2 power banks on this one and this one, which is really great. Also, I have cell phone charger, extra cables for the radio if I need to charge. And yeah, that is it for this pouch on the electronics. Put that off to the side. And let's switch to now. Let's switch to fire. Let's just say you are sheltering in place at your home and power is off and you can't turn on your furnace. If you have a fireplace, or burning stove, you can go ahead and make a fire. Or if you're outside, if you just want to have a campfire in your backyard, you need some fire for that. So I have my trusty fire kit that I've had in my previous videos. Some of the things in here is my ferro rod fire starter. I have all my waterproof matches right here. I have my multi-tool, so that's my Leatherman skillet tool. Really great if you need to use it for multiple reasons. But here I have a whistle, so if I need to get a hold of somebody, I can use a whistle. This is my plasma lighter, which is really great. If I need to start a fire, I can either use my matches or actually use this to start a fire. And the thing about what's great is it's actually a USB-C chargeable, so I can actually use my power bank or my radio to charge it. And then finally, if you notice at the bottom, I do have some paper for a fire starter. So that is it for my fire kit. And talking about tools, I do have also a secondary knife. It says this is my Maracniv knife, and which is really great. It's made in Sweden, very popular. It's not too expensive, but yeah, it's for the cost, it's a superb knife that I do recommend. Let's talk about food now. If you're sheltering in place for 2 or 3 days, your food might start to spoil because you don't have electricity for your fridge. So what I like to do with anything, I like to have extra long shelf life food in any of my kits. So what I did is I went and got high energy bars. These have a shelf life of 20 years. What's great about these here is they're high energy bars. It's a wheat-based food, so if you are gluten intolerant, you can get gluten-free versions of this. And the company of this is BDH, and they do have different variations of long shelf life food. This does come in a pack of 6. Again, they are 230 calories per bar. I've tried one before, and let me tell you, I was full for a good 4 to 6 hours. So they're not the most tasty, if you want to put that politically correct, but it will do the job. If you're hungry and you need something in emergency, these are the way to go. High energy bars from BDH. Okay. All right. Also too, if you need to write something down, pen and paper. And like I said, that's self-explanatory. Okay. So there's no power. Let's just say you need to go get some supplies, and most of the stores, the point of sale machines aren't down because they have electricity. So now they're only taking cash. I've always have an emergency stash of cash in here. Not a lot, but again, just to get by, you can get some essentials. So always have emergency money that's kicking around. All right, the last 2 items, let's go with water. So water is very important. Now, again, this kit is mostly for if you're sheltering in place at your home or in a cottage. Now, if you're using a kit like this out in the wild or anything like that, you would have to increase the items in this. But again, so let's just say you run out of water or something's happened with the water system, power went down, it's not safe to drink the water. There's a boil water advisory and you just need to get some water. I do have an emergency water kit here. So this is an Nalgene bottle, and inside here, I have some water purification tablets. I have my Nalgene bottle, and I stick a couple of these in here, wait the recommended time, and presto, I have safe and clean drinking water. And finally, I have my first aid medical kit. Now, if the power's down, most likely first responders are responding to a lot of calls. So I recommend not only having a general emergency kit, you want to beef up or increase your first aid products in your first aid kit. So again, some of the things is what you want to have in here is obviously Band-Aids. I have tourniquets, I have a hemostatic gauze, I have my medical shears. Underneath here, I have all of my painkillers, aspirin, so on and so forth. And what I'm trying to say is you want to beef up your medical supplies because, again, in a likelihood or an unlikelihood of an emergency, the response times of medical personnel will increase because, again, they're attending to other medical calls or just calls in general. So that's why I recommend not only having a medical kit, but have a beefed up version of your first aid kit. That is it for my Power Outage EDC kit. And I'm going to have some final thoughts on this kit. That is it for my complete power outage EDC kit. This is the survival gear I trust when the grid goes down. Practical, tested, and built around actual being useful instead of just looking prepared. If you want the full item list, it's in the description below. And I'm just curious, what is the one item you've added to a kit like this that most people wouldn't think of? Drop it in the comments below, because I'm always looking for gear ideas to test. If you missed my vehicle emergency kit or my airport travel EDC kit, those are in the screens right now. That is it, and I'll see you in the next one.